What's up, everybody? It's your girl Q1, and I am back with another episode of Ready to Love Season 10 Reunion, Episode 14 Reunion Part 2. I had to re-record this because I was 11 minutes in and hit the button, so I had to start all over. Anyway, not that that's y'all business. Before I start, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video I drop. Y'all make sure you like the video so I can stay in the algorithm. All right. Shout out to all the new subscribers. Welcome, y'all. Welcome to my channel. I hope y'all like what y'all see. Okay. Y'all, let's just... Baby, because Rose was still showing her ass. Okay. So Rose and Cam. Rose is still arguing. Cam is not. Rose is still tripping because she was like, I helped you pack. Ma'am, why are you helping him pack? It's bad enough that you bought him some shirts. And now you're helping him pack to move to another place. Baby, if he don't go call College Hunks, that's a moving company. Okay, All My Sons, that's a moving company. See, honey, I don't know what they have in Philly, but in Dallas, these are the things that they have. Okay? Don't piss me off. All right? So, she accused him of getting someone pregnant. Cam was like, this lady is just a friend. And no, this lady not pregnant. So then she dumbed it down and said, oh, was it a scare? Does it matter? She ain't pregnant. It doesn't matter if it's a scare or not. She's not pregnant. Whatever. So I feel like Rose looked dumb AF. She definitely looked like a clown. Okay. And not to mention, she let not Cisco, wrong person, Cam and Hussein get the draws. And now you're mad because you played yourself. And now you letting these men, not only did you play yourself, but you letting these men run up your pH. But you know what? That's your pH and not ours. We gonna mind the coochie that pays us. Okay? So now, Rose, not only did she act a ass, she got to get a montage. So we go down her montage, acting like she's so above, and she's so that good girl. And girl, you just running around giving your coochie a party. Okay? So Hussein kind of seemed like he genuinely liked Rose. Hussein wished that he would have been the one to send Rose home as opposed to Cam sending her home. Cam said he do like Rose. And he said he also didn't want to send her home. I think they both liked her. I think that in their own way, I do think that they actually liked her. Rose then tells Tommy she feels like she's been robbed and gypped, and she feels like her happy ending has been stolen. And I'm looking at her like, girl, why are you giving these men all of this power? Like, it's almost like make or break. And since you didn't get selected, you feel like you've been broken. I feel like Rose needs to be on somebody's therapy couch. Just all of this because you didn't get picked. Like, I don't know if she have abandonment issues, rejection, issues with rejection. Don't know who rejected her. I don't know, but this the show you don't need to be on. I feel like the moment Rose let both of those men smash, she thought that they owed her something, and she thought in the end they owed her, her to be picked. Of course, because Rose is a pick-me. She played herself. But then it makes me think about when she was in the vault or whatever with those ladies, and she put herself on this pedestal with these men. She pedestalized herself with these men, and she told the ladies my connection was different with the men from theirs. You don't know their connection, and they definitely don't know yours. Because you gave your coochie a party with both of these niggas, you thought you had more of a leg up than the rest of these women. And then you didn't even get picked. And now you mad at everybody. Ma'am, you need to be mad at yourself because we're too old for this. I hope you learned a lesson, a valuable lesson. Okay? And you need to go work on yourself. Lumberjack Eddie and the ladies. Rose still sitting on the couch looking pissed off. So now she get to spray Eddie tea and said that he was in a relationship during the entire process. Tommy asked, he said no. I find it kind of odd that Tommy don't question any of the men, but when it comes to the women, you're questioning them. That pisses me off. I don't think he needs to host this show anymore. I don't even think, at the reunions, because you never give anything to the men. You're always giving everything to the women. I do feel like there needs to be like real couples on here maybe hosting a reunion. That would be different. But I don't think it needs to be Tommy, because Tommy is male identified and he gonna always go up for the men. All right. So Cooley said that she wasn't interested in Eddie, but in the meantime, she's sitting there winking her eye at him. But all right, girl. They go down that whole montage where Cooley wanted to kiss him and he didn't want to kiss Cooley because he didn't want to piss off his other ladies. And it is what it is. It doesn't matter at this point. And then we move forward to Jay and Kiara and we get their montage. And we find, I'm looking at them like, why aren't y'all sitting close? Is that not your man, your man, your man? And Kiara was like, no, that's not her man, her man, her man. And then they talk about the situation with Jay and Sahara. How Sahara had her legs intertwined, because if I hear that line again, I'm going to scream. And Sahara was like, ma'am, it has always been you. Unfortunately, Jay and Kiara broke up because she wasn't being courted. And Jay needed time to decompress for a week. And then he came back and told her, I need a month to decompress. I feel like it was a little bullshit, but hey, if he said that's what he needed, then that's what he needed. And in the meantime, go do you. So Jay, all he wanted to do basically was lay up and just have conversations with Kiara, as opposed to wanting to go out all the time. You know what? I'm going to keep my comments to myself. I like Jay and I like Kiara. I like them. I actually thought I had somewhat of high hopes for them, at least to after the reunion. I had somewhat of high hopes. Kiara said she did everything that Jay wanted to do, and she also said that she wanted more, and because Jay wasn't willing to give her more, she moved on to another man. And Kiara was like, baby, I ain't tripping. All right, Deonna. So this whole thing with Deonna, they play her montage. We talk about how, I think it was Hussein that said that, she should be, I'm sorry, y'all, say that she should be not really available, but, like available as an answer in the phone, because Deonna is the type of person, like, I can go days without talking to my person, yada, yada, yada. And she said, like, I don't have time to sit on the phone because based on my job, because she's a firewoman, or we call them firemen. Anyway, based upon her job, she doesn't have time to do all of the things because her job keep her so busy. So nothing really nothing really happened in between that conversation. Eddie wanted to take Deonna out. And so they agreed to go out on a date. I just feel like Eddie, like her thick size, her body type, and I feel like he won't clap that lady cheeks. And don't let him clap your cheeks, ma'am, if you listening. I don't know if you listening, but I just want to tell you, do not let him clap your cheeks. Okay? You be the best fire lady you can be. Okay? Because I like Deonna. All right? She just have a way. Like, there are some people who just, I ain't got to talk to you. And to Deonna's point, I feel like when she find that person, her person, then I think a lot of things will shift and change. But in the meantime, it's like, it is what it is. And she pours into her job, and I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at her for pouring into the things that are important to her. Anyway, Shanice. We find out that Shanice has been abused in multiple different ways, and my heart went out to her. And out of all of that, she was, over the years, you know, I guess after therapy and all of the things, she's now able to accept herself, love her body, and to be free. And y'all, I wish I could be like I'm sure I'm gonna get there. I am working on it and I'm working through it. But she wants to, you know, she's learned to love herself and be free, which is why she was able to do the body paint on with Cisco and be able to be totally nude on camera. You know, she's comfortable with that. So Tommy asked Tay, like, how did you feel about that? Tay said it was difficult to see the person who said that I was his number one, you know, having, you know, doing body paint, nude body paint with someone. And so he's sitting there sweating. Okay? When I say he, I mean Cisco. And so Cisco, I want to say he said everybody, you know, was on their prospective dates. And Tay was like, yeah, but my date wasn't X-rated. It is what it is. So we find out that Shanice had done told Fritz long ago about her body paint date with Cisco. I do feel like when it comes to Fritz and Shanice, I feel like they have this sexual energy, and it's so heavy and thick, and they match each other's energy, and that's all I'm gonna say. That is what I get from them. So Tommy asked her, you know, what is it that basically stood out to her about Fritz, even though the ladies felt like Fritz was another way. She said, you know, despite the ladies' opinion about her and Fritz, she saw beyond whatever the other ladies were seeing. She also mentioned that, you know, when it came to Cisco and Tay, she felt like that Cisco's connection to Tay was much more stronger than his connection to her. So I was like, okay. So then we get over to Cisco and Tay. Unfortunately, they are not together. She said she was conflicted about the stability issue and how the future would look. She wants someone that's a little more put together. So Tommy decides to tell her, you knew this while you were in the process and he held nothing back. Yeah, I get she knew all of this through the process, but if we gonna keep it a stack, Cisco should have never been able to enter this show. And we not gonna act like y'all then low-key browbeat her into submission to accept him for who he is and what he did not have. Y'all did that. The sister, you, other people, like, y'all did that. Anyway, she says she has doubts, but at the same time, she's apologetic for feeling how she feel, and that's pissing me off too. Because why are you apologizing? This is not your situation. This is his situation. Why are you feeling bad for what you want? What you want is what you want. And I felt like she should have stood on that the whole season. Kind of like when it came to Naeem and you found out he had all those kids and you was like, But then you went right back and doubled down on whatever it is that you wanted. I don't know if this lady is a people pleaser, but yeah, no. So Eddie was in the back saying, why does it matter? And Kiara tells Eddie, why would she want to be with someone that can't meet her halfway? And I totally agree. Tay said she was asking him questions about him working. He said he would get a job but then quit to pursue his modeling career. She said that's fine and all, but is that something she have to look forward to? So when I'm with you, are you gonna stop quit? You're gonna stop working in order for you to go pursue your career? You know, like, you can't work while you do both things. And I think that's what Tay was trying to say. So they go back to the back, and Eddie's still taking her for Cisco. Deanna tells him his priority should have been getting himself together rather than looking for love. And I 100% agree. And I'm looking at Deanna like, girl, you might want to think twice about going on a date with Eddie. Okay? I don't know, girl. You might have to pay for his meal. I don't know. So Cisco said that, he told her what happened between him and his ex-wife. He said things change, and he said that he felt the way when she said it gives you mooch off for women. And so Cisco was like, if that's the case, I could have mooched off for you a long time ago. And I mean, that's what it gives. And this lady, like, it feels like a pattern. Maybe she thought that it was a pattern. I don't know. But I don't know. So Tommy asked, could they repair? And Tay said no, because she want what she want. And she asked, is it a problem that she want what she want? And that's how I feel. Is it a problem that this lady want what she want? Kiara said, I think that was Kiara that said, girl, you better stand on that. And so Tommy asked Cisco, is there any repairing on his end? He said he can't, because she has moved on. And coupled with her answer, he said that he can't. He said he can't go through that hurt again. Okay, Cisco. Tommy said he was hopeful. He thought that they was gonna go to the moon. And I'm looking at Tommy, on Tay's dime. But whatever. I thought Cisco was actually crying, but he was still sweating, child. It's like, Cisco, do not wear that type of material. I don't know. Like, you have to get you some type of pills or something to work on that. Get you some vitamins or something. I don't know. Anyway, he showed us the next season. Apparently, well, not apparently, but they are actually headed to Detroit. Well, all the men look like they are in Tubi movies, and the women wig choices ain't it. Okay? So then we get back, and Shanice and Fritz, they're connecting, and Fritz says Shanice is his North Compass. All right. Deanna and Eddie will have a date on, I guess, whenever that happened. Hopefully they had that date on that Thursday. I hope not. Khalil and Angie said that they're going on a date. And I'm looking at Khalil like, sir, you better watch your windows on your car. And I'm just glad that this is over. Thank you, Jesus. We are done. First of all, when y'all get to Detroit, don't piss me off. Second, don't piss me off with this long ass trial ass break. Okay? Third, do something different. Okay? Do something different. Okay? I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be reviewing. This season gave me regular people, and I was here for it. Even though all seasons have given regular people, this one was a little different. I wasn't mad at it. I just wish they had not done that break, because we forget who people are. And that's what we did. We had to remember. And then we didn't even talk about all the other people that was there. Y'all remember the one that said that hair looked like mine and was sitting in the front of his face? Him, the one who had got a second chance, because I saw his face in the backstage, but that's all we saw, because he didn't give it his all. And that's another thing. Don't put people off the show on the first episode. Like, we need these people to redeem themselves. We need to see more dates. We need to see more group dates. Like, this is what the show is about. It's about dating. So I wish y'all would come up with something. But baby, look like these Detroit people gonna act a Foolio. I don't know if they gonna have that down Julio. I don't know. But what I do know, it's gonna be a mess. I will be there. Just give me the time and the date. Thank you. Ready to love. But we need a break from y'all. Alright? Thank y'all for watching. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.